Hello everybody. Thought I'd come to you today and talk to you just a little bit about picking up persimmons, and been talking about that for some time, and it's kind of overcast this morning. uh, we've had a shower of rain, and so it's humid and the gnats are out here, so if you see me swatting, you know what it's all about. But wanted to talk to you today about picking up persimmons, what we do there. And you know, we're having some cooler nights now, and our weather is starting to change. Usually around the 1st of September here, that's when we'll start noticing a difference. The only thing this year that I have not noticed, and you can share with me in the comments how your fall season is starting out. uh, our humidity usually about this time of year will start lessening a little bit. This year, honestly, I believe it has gotten worse. And used to, I can remember as a boy, we'd get a rain and, it would be over with. But now, it just like there's humidity all the time. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But anyway, I didn't come on here to talk about that. I want to talk about picking up persimmons. So we're going to pick up persimmons today, and right behind me, I have a tree here, and this tree has been here since I was a boy that I know of. Now, I'm down here on my old home place where I grew up at my mom and dad's, and this land actually belonged to my great-grandfather, and the deeds and all go back to the late 1800s, so it's a precious place to me. And these snaps are rough down here. But this tree right behind me, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but this is a unique persimmon tree. It has, when these persimmons are ripe, when they're ripe, they take on more of a red look. They almost look like a plum, and they're a unique persimmon. I've never saw any like it. I was going to look to see if I could find one laying on the ground, and I see some up on the tree that I could show you, but I don't see any on the ground. But let me see if I can take you up and get a close-up. Right, right there was one. These take a little bit longer to ripen up than the others. But one thing about persimmons, and I'll show you about, how to tell if they're ripe or not. That's easy. But I remember as a boy, and a lot of the old timers always said that you want to wait till the first frost and then pick up persimmon. And it seems like either the persimmons are becoming ripe earlier, or our frosts have become later, and it may be just a little bit of both, is what I'm thinking. But y'all leave me a comment below and let me know if you're familiar with that term too. But let me get back in focus here. I'm going to show you what I look for when I pick them up and how I do, and then I'll show you when we get home what we do with them once we bring them inside, and we'll try to get them put up. And I hope these gnats don't follow me back home. But anyway, let's check this out. Okay, what we want to look for, they'll be on the ground. They may be covered up with leaves, but I see a little one right here. Okay, and it is soft. That's what you want to look for. It wouldn't take much to rupture the skin on it, and if you're not sure, you can always squeeze it open and taste it, but you've just lost a persimmon. Now right up here, let's see about this one. Okay, that one's good. Another thing I like to do, I like to go ahead, pop that cap off, and pull that little stem right there. Pull that little stem out. That much is already done. We can see here that one's good. Now this one is ruptured just a little bit, but it's okay. Just try not to disturb it anymore. And I see evidence. I'll tell you something, if you're not sure about it, if you didn't know this, deer love persimmons. So I see evidence that they've been out here. So what I'm gonna do, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick up some persimmons. And let me show you this while I'm thinking about it. I see a few out here. There's not a big amount, but there's a few. But I like to use something flat to put my, and I've just messed that one up. But I like to put mine in something flat so that they don't lay on top of each other. And you don't want to lay your persimmons like in a bucket and just pile them up, because they are so ripe that they'll just mush and it'll just be a mess. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these home and I'm washing them. Some people say I don't do that. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not. You're not me and I'm not you. But I'm going to clean them, and I'll show you the process after that. But I'm going to go ahead and go around and gather up as many as I can, and I'll show you what I got. It's not just gnats that are bad out here. Mosquitoes are bad too. One little thing here I wanted to show you about checking these to see if they are right is the little caps that are on top. Now like this one, I can look at it and I know, I've done this so many years, I just know it. But if it's dead right, that little cap should come off with no trouble at all. You just take it off, pull your stem off. This one, if you feel of it, right around here, right around this area, it's a little bit firm. Now on this side, it's starting to ripen up. But that cap takes a little bit of pressure. It came off, but the cap will tell you if it's got a, if you have to really pry that cap off, don't even mess with it. Just go on, discard it, because it's not going to get no riper. And I'll tell you something else. You ever eat a persimmon pudding that's got green persimmons in it, you'll never forget it, and baking soda will not fix that problem. There's people who tell you that. That's a bunch of baloney. It don't work. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up. I got one more location I'm gonna check when I'm done here, and I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll get back home and I'll show you what we do once we begin to work them out. All right, check you later. I didn't think about it, but I need to put a picture of the tree in so you can see it. That tree's been there as long as I can remember. This little field here, we've had goats in it. My brother had a cow in it at one time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, seems like my grandfather may have raised some sheep down here. That was a long time ago. Now I might be wrong about that, but it just seems like it. And I'll kind of pan around here just a little bit, see the trees. These are our pecan trees that we have down here. My dad's been petting these up. They've been around as long as I can remember. And in one of my earlier, probably, I think the first video I ever uploaded, if you ever want to check it out, I have a lot of views around here, and it was, I think it's called a snowy morning, something like that. So you can check that out. That's been over 10 years ago. but lots changed since then. But anyway, just thought I'd show you that. And I'm gonna finish up. Here's what we have so far, and we'll try to get some more. My plan is I'm gonna do a separate video on making the actual persimmon pudding, but I'm gonna show you what I do to pick them up and then how I work them out on this video, and then we'll do a separate video making the persimmon pudding itself. So try to get to that. So anyway, I'm gonna go on around and see if I can pick up a few more, and then we'll try to get this going. Talk to you later. Okay guys, Brandon here again, and we've made it back home, and I've got my persimmons washed. They go around over there and see if I can move this camera around just a minute. I've got these washed. I went ahead and washed them real good, put them in the sink, run water over them, and then I lifted them out about 2 or 3 at a time, rinsed them off, put them into this bowl. So show you what we're going to do here. This is what I'm going to use right here. Most of you seen this. Is just a little food meal. We bought this whenever me and my wife first got married, because we wanted us a way to work out persimmons. So we've had that for going on 27 years now. So anyway, let me get this situated here. I think we got it about right. What I do, you don't put them all in at one time, but I might fill it to about halfway, right along in here. Now some of these, I picked up some of these earlier in the week. We went down there, me and my wife, and we picked up a few then. So I wanted to see if they were falling, and they were. So okay, and then you just take this and you want to crush them up real good. Okay. Now I'm going to hold this up to the camera. Maybe you can see about what that looks like. Now after I get it to that point, and my hands are clean, I'll take and wipe this off, just lay that over there, and I'll take my hand and go in and try to push them all down toward the bottom, because these seeds, I have known them to work their way out. But you want to take and push it down toward the bottom, and just take and kind of work it against the sides with your hands. It don't take too long to do this. It's a little bit of work, but well worth it. And you want to get it down to where you just got seeds and peelings left in here. You don't want to see no pulp left on the inside. What I'm going to do with these seeds, I've got a bucket over here. We've worked up pears. I've got pear peelings and cores in it. And I've got some okra bottoms in there and some pea hulls. So I'm taking that and I'm going to recycle it. I'm going to feed it to my deer if they'll eat it. So I've about got these down they're turning out pretty good. Now this is about what you're going to be left with right here. So I'm going to put that in there. Rake out all your seeds and your peelings and stuff. But you need some kind of strainer like this. To process these with. I love this one. This is, my grandmother has one similar to it. And she's used it for years. And I know there's other companies that make them. I want to say this one was made by Mira, but I can't remember for sure. We bought it at our local hardware store, which has gone out of business now. I think about one more batch will fix this up. And in the recipe that we use 2 cups of persimmon pulp after we've worked it out. And I'm hoping I'll have that much here. I should. But if you got a little bit less or a little bit over, it don't really matter. I mean, I wouldn't want to go no less than 1.5 cups. 2 cups is what we use, but you can get by with 1.5 cups. Just keep working these out. I've never used them, but they make a hand crank that you can use for this, but like I say, I've never used that, and I don't know how that would work. I just stick to what I've always done and that I know that works, and just try to keep using it. Now I've got to hurry up and get this done. I've got to get this over to the deer, check on the garden. I've probably got okra and peas that need to be picked. They'll not get done today, but maybe in the morning. The sad part about this, I did not show y'all the main tree that we used to use. It's dead. I don't know if bugs got in it or what happened, but that tree produced more, had the best persimmons on it. They weren't very big, but they were good persimmons. Okay. Now, let's see how much we end up with here. I think we're going to end up with about 3 cups. I've got about maybe 3/4 of a cup. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in another one, being that this one is full. That right there will make a pudding by itself. So let's see here. turn that around so maybe you can see it. That's what the pudding should look like. Looks like the color of fall. Or the pulp, that's not the pudding. I'm sorry. Okay. Now what I'll do, normally I would just put this straight into the freezer. But I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to be making a pudding out of it. So this will go in the refrigerator till I'm ready to do that, and that's probably going to be tomorrow or Saturday or whenever. So anyway, hope y'all learned something from this. If you have any more questions, something that I didn't touch, feel free to shoot me a comment, and I will try to answer your question as best as I can. I thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me learning to film and cam and do this. This is a learning experience, and I'm almost up to 700 subscribers. I never would have dreamed that I'd have 2 subscribers, much less 700. So we're getting close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I've got to think of something to do to celebrate that. I don't know, we may do some kind of giveaway. I don't know what it will be, but we'll try to do something. And so y'all share my videos, please, and get the message out there. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate those of you that do subscribe, that have subscribed, and that like my videos and comment on them. I appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here and got finished cleaning up. I've got other chores to do. So we're going to try to wrap this up, and we'll talk to you the next time. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.